chocolate.
No, you're not allowed to be funny until I start recording.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god, that's good. It's like, sometimes when you drink something warm and you like feel it go all the way down.
Like alcohol.
Kind of like alcohol. Yeah, sure.
Oh, don't worry, this part's going in the bloopers. Oh my god. Oh, it's subtly running.
You rang.
I rang. Alright, so let's see. This is gonna be for both of our channels, blah blah blah. Just jump into it, I guess. So, hey guys, Cleo here. Although currently I am a dude, I don't have a dude name yet. You should give me one in the comments.
Cleo's androgynous.
Yeah, there you go, Cleo. Cleo, yeah, what's up? I was just manified by the amazing Tema Time, who also just recorded a tutorial on how to do this awesome Elsa wig, and we both do the YouTubes. I've been doing it a little longer. I can't keep talking like that. We've both been doing it, or I've been doing it for a few years longer, but this is the year that we're gonna stop making excuses and make more videos. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Tema, or Tema Time, as I am found by my handles. It's a handles. Sorry. Anyways, so I'm Tema, and I did a makeup tutorial on Cleo over here on how to be female to male makeup, and we did an Elsa wig. And if you're interested in buying Elsa wigs, I also make them for commission, so you can follow the link that we'll post and go buy Elsa wigs that way.
She also does other wigs, not just Elsa.
Yeah, I do, as you can see, I have some of my wigs with me.
Yes, and so today we're gonna try. There's hair everywhere. There's de-Elsified hair everywhere.
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't put glitter on it.
I know, Glittify.
Because I didn't want it in my room.
We're gonna do a video that's gonna go up on both of our channels, talking about cosplay. Since you have been getting requests of that.
Yeah.
From your various online, what do you call them? Frans?
My friends, like your followers and friends, so like Frans.
I think that's cute. Not to be confused with Fran Drescher, because
I just think like calling them followers is weird, because it's like they're not just followers. Like,
well, that's something that YouTubers in general, like a lot of them will come with a specific
term.
Specific term.
Yeah,
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
I mean, like Philip DeFranco, he calls his fans the nation, and you know, some of them are pretty cute. I call mine various pastry names. I don't know why.
My little baguettes.
I do. I'm like chocolate muffin. Chocolate muffin is my go-to, and then I'm always like watching my videos afterward. I'm like, I'm hungry now. So yeah, Frans. So hello, Frans, and hello, chocolate muffins. Hopefully you guys can become friends, and we'll all have like a giant party, cosplay party together. I'm used to doing all the talking, if you can't tell. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. Cosplay.
So, I am a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying for about almost 10 years now. So it started when I was like 13 at my first Comic-Con. And so I've done like over 100 costumes easily, like in the last 10 years. And I'm pretty proud of most of them. But I get asked often like how I started cosplaying, like where it came from. And actually I have an uncle who's really nerdy. Like, he's super into all the like everything, like gaming and Star Wars and movies and like filming everything. And so he's been going to Comic-Con for even longer. And so when I turned 13, he figured that now is the time for me to go to Comic-Con for the first time. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna cosplay Ranma from Ranma 1/2. And I got like,
that was my first anime.
Really?
I'm so jealous. All my relatives think I'm a freak.
Yeah, most of my relatives think it's really interesting and odd and not
interesting.
Right. Interesting. It's the word we use when we don't want to say that it's weird or freaky. So whenever someone's like, oh, how's my hair look? And your friend's like, oh, it's interesting. Like, that really means like, well, your hair looks like crap, but I'm not going to say that to you because I love you.
Maybe.
That's not necessarily true, but it's true often.
Just always be paranoid. No one ever compliments you. It's always an insult is what she means.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm being sarcastic. So your uncle makes costumes?
No, he doesn't make costumes, but he goes to these conventions and stuff. And so I took like a devil costume that I had from like Halloween, and it was like a red, and I cut it up, and it looked awful. I don't even have pictures, and if I did, I'd delete them. But it was just hideous.
You'd print them just to burn them.
And I had like this like a Chinese like cap with like a sewn-in ponytail that like I borrowed from a friend, and I had like black sweatpants.
I like
with,
how you're like
flats.
cringing the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like, oh god, there's that.
So I went to Comic-Con as Ranma, and I was 13 as boy Ranma, and it was really fun. I ran around, and I didn't get very many pictures or anything. And then when I turned like 15, so my best friend through high school, and he's still a friend of mine now, his uncle was one of the people who helped create Fanime. And so my first real convention that wasn't Comic-Con, like my first anime convention, was actually Fanime. I went with him and his uncle when he was still working it. And
so I actually don't know, like, where's Fanime? How big is it?
So Fanime is in San Jose. It happens around like mid-May every year, and it's a fairly large convention. Like, it's not so big as like Anime Expo, because like that's huge, but it's getting larger, and it's basically like the San Jose Convention Center, and then there's 2 hotels on either end.
So it's Anime Expo 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's a really good con. It is still one of my favorite cons. If you've never been, or if you're not sure what con to go to, if you can go to Fanime, it's great. And if you don't know where San Jose is, it's really close to San Francisco. It's like 20 or 30 minutes as like a point of reference. And it's a really great con. And so I was really into Naruto, which is actually where my name comes from. Tema, I used to cosplay Tamari from Naruto, and when I cosplayed Tamari at my very first anime convention, Fanime, that is where I met all of the cosplay friends that led me to where I am today. And I met my other friends from them, and so on and so forth. And so a long time ago, like 8 years ago, when I first cosplayed Tamari, people just started calling me Tema. And there was Gaara and Naru and Sasu and, you know, Kimi and Kimimaru and, you know, all these other people. And we all had these nicknames for each other. And now I don't really cosplay Tamari anymore, but people still call me Tema because that's just the name that I've come to associate. When I think of the name Tema, it reminds me of the costume that made me meet all of the people that were really important to me.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's really cute.
So yeah, it was really, really fun, and I got to go, and it was a really bad costume. The wig was awful, and the costume was awful, and I had this like horrible looking fan, and since then I'd like improved it. And I'm actually, since the series ended, I'm gonna cosplay Tamari one more time with my friend who's Shika.
Full circle.
At Fanime this year.
Yeah,
one more time. So we're gonna do some Naruto cosplays, and if people think I'm a loser, then that's fine with me, because I'm cosplaying
girl,
for me.
You're cosplaying.
Yeah, I'm not cosplaying Naruto. Oh.
I'm a loser too. Let's be losers together. Well, my history with cosplay is not as full of friends. Are we messing up your wig? I'm sorry.
I know, it's fine.
I never really had friends that cosplayed. I had friends who wanted to cosplay, and so it was sort of blind leading the blind. I would go online and I would find tutorials and I would try to follow them, but somehow it never turns out the way it does in the tutorial. So I would get really discouraged and I just kind of stopped doing it. But I like to do costumes that are more arts and crafts than they are sewing. I like things where it's like glue guns are awesome. I like doing monsters and stuff like that. The problem is that they're heavier and they fall apart and like they're just more of a pain in the butt to carry around. But then a couple of years ago, I made new friends with a big group of people, one of whom was Tema. And all of a sudden I have all these really creative people in my friend group who know how to sew and know how to make costumes. And so now I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try again, but it won't be so like I don't know what I'm doing. So thanks for inspiring me to give another shot at cosplay.
Yeah. Well, I learned like a lot of what I learned over the years from cosplaying and practicing. Like anytime I do a new cosplay, I do a makeup test beforehand. And any like really good makeup, any really good cosplayer, almost all of them will tell you that they do a makeup test beforehand and they try different things. And like when I first cosplayed Elsa, I looked at pictures of Elsa, and I even looked at other cosplayers' makeup for Elsa. Like I actually looked up tutorials to see to get an idea of like, okay, I like that doesn't look as good. I like this color, that color's too like vivid. And so you like pick it that way. And
so a makeup test is just the face makeup, or
yeah,
how?
That's so sometimes when you do characters that are really makeup extensive, like it's not necessarily as easy to do a makeup test. But for example, let's say you were going to cosplay a character that looked like this. Let's say that this was a pre-existing character named Carl from something.
Carl from South Park.
Right. So you're gonna cosplay Carl. You have your costume, you have your wig, but the con is this weekend, and you haven't done a makeup test yet, and you've never really done beards before. So you're gonna go, and
you wouldn't wait until a week before. I think it's
well, if you already see, since I already know how to do makeup, I can wait to the day before. You might want to wait weeks or however when. You don't even need to have the costume yet to do a makeup test. But what I'll do is I'll put on the wig I'll put on the makeup and then I'll put on the wig and see if I like it and do a test. Because the worst thing is trying to figure out makeup like when you're that morning when you get up at a con. You're like, I can't.
I probably should have brought that one thing that I didn't bring.
Sometimes like it takes me hours to do the first makeup test for something. Like when I've done a makeup test for certain costumes, like it takes me 30 minutes to do it at the con, but the practice for the first time took me 2 hours to figure it out.
Yeah. Whereas I just do characters with masks, and then I don't do makeup tests, because I just go, psh. Although I learned the hard way. For instance, I did Florin, which is like a plant person, for one of these past conventions, and I used sunglass lens things for the eyes, because of their big black things. Looked awesome, found out they fog like a mother lover, so now I know I need defogger, because that was unfortunate, because it actually looked really cool, but I could only wear it for like short amounts of time.
Yeah. So
you start out with Rama 1/2, and it was really terrible. What point did you suddenly become more professional about it and start trying hard?
When I started cosplaying with other people is when I started getting really good, because I would do, for example, like I started cosplaying with other people, and I, for example, didn't know about binding shirts. I didn't know about like anything. I knew nothing really, and so I cosplay with people and I asked them questions, or like
a binding shirt is to hide your breasts.
Okay. It's a compression shirt. You can buy them online, type in compression shirt, and all it does is it's basically a really tight tank top that compresses you down. It's for trans people, and you can buy them from websites and stuff, and it's way better for you than using ace bandages to bind, because ace bandages will start to really hurt your ribs a lot, whereas compression shirts, which are basically, like I said, really, really tight like material tank tops, it's like a special material, it compresses everything evenly so that it doesn't hurt. Because otherwise you can really mess up your ribs because you're just putting so much pressure right there.
And this kind of thing you learned from other cosplayers?
From other cosplayers.
And from online?
And from and you can ask cosplayers. Like, if there's ever something where you're like, even if you're, like, not sure how to put on a compression shirt, or if you're, like, not sure, how do I do earrings? How do I do jewelry? Anything. Ask a cosplayer. If they don't tell you, ask a different cosplayer, because they'll tell you. That's how I learned. I had to learn from other people.
That's one of the things I was really surprised about when I started cosplaying, is I was so nervous. I'm like, I thought, they'll see it as like competition, but pretty much every cosplayer's been like, no, we want you to be one of us.
Yeah.
And if you want one of us.
And if you want to learn how to cosplay with other cosplayers, go to conventions. And, like, if you see someone else with a costume, you, like, go up to them and be like, hey, I really like your costume, and start talking to them about it. They may not be interested, and they might walk off and be like, I don't want to talk to you. But sometimes they do want to talk to you. And when you do, this is how I always cosplay with people that I've never met before. Sometimes that's just happens. Is you're cosplaying and you find out like, hey, for example, like I'm cosplaying Journey, which is a video game I really like, which I should show you at some point.
Yeah, we're going to let's play that.
I have this almost huge, like this group that keeps getting bigger and bigger. Here's how I go about finding other people who want to cosplay this costume with me. So I'll be talking to her like, hey, have you heard of the game Journey? And someone else will go, oh my gosh, yeah, I love that game. Or, yeah, I've seen it, it's really pretty. And then you say, oh, I'm going to cosplay it at this con. You should cosplay it with me. The other person will go, yeah, actually, that's a cool idea. And then you guys talk online, and that's how you cosplay in groups. And the more and more you cosplay with the same people, the more and more they start asking you to cosplay stuff. So if you're sitting there, because there are a lot of cosplayers that are like, yeah, but I don't know how to go to cons and make friends and just jump into groups. You don't jump into groups. You go up to people, and when you're talking with them, ask them about certain animes, ask them about certain video games, and say, well, I'm thinking of cosplaying this. Have you ever thought of doing it? Who would you be?
Yeah.
And so what happens is then now you're at the first step of your cosplaying with someone else, and that person will teach you. Like, I didn't know how to do winged eyeliner, and they were like, well, here's how you do winged eyeliner, and I had friends who showed me.
Right, learn by example.
Right.
And it's funny because you're making me think of how cosplay now that it's become so mainstream, now there's finite layers of how far you can go. Because, for instance, back in the day, back when we were Lillans and we'd go to a convention and, a lot of people would be cosplaying, but it was still pretty new over here, stateside. Now you go and there's so many cosplayers that it's about how good you are at it, or it's about how many of that group you get.
Right.
You know, because like I have some friends who are really into Walking Dead, and every year they just go as the entire Walking Dead cast, and they can't go 10 feet without people being like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's fun, although I imagine it gets pretty annoying when
Yeah,
you're
it
trying
does.
to enjoy a convention, and you know you want to be nice. But at the
That
same
gets a
time,
point where you have to say, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but we gotta go.
yeah, and then that person goes online and is like, this person's such a...
Well, that's when you try to be really nice about it. Like,
Yeah.
if someone asks you for a photo and you're in one of those really awesome situations where everybody wants your photo every 5 feet, if you can't take photos, explain. Say, like, oftentimes what I'll do is if we're running through the hallway and people are asking for photo shoots, asking for photos, we're late to a photo shoot. To every person who stops and says, can I get a picture? I'll say, no, I'm really sorry, but we're actually late to a photo shoot. We gotta run, but we'll be around later if you catch us. Don't just be like, no, and then run. Because then they're gonna be like, well, they're just being a jerk.
Yeah.
So if you are in that situation and you don't know how to handle it, you don't want everyone to hate you, just tell people why. Like, no, I have to go to the bathroom. Or like, no, I'm really hungry and I keep getting stopped. I'm sorry.
I'm really hungry.
That's happened before.
I believe it.
I was at Anime Expo, and when I did Midna, I just wanted some Starbucks.
Oh, you did Midna? You did Adult Princess Midna?
I did Imp.
Imp. So we have to... I want to do Adult Princess.
I have the giant... I'm trying to sell that stupid headpiece. Nobody wants it. Because it's like the headpiece plus the wig, and the wig has like metal in it so the hand can actually come up. And like there's the ponytail, and I'm selling the whole thing for like $250. It's like I can't sell for cheaper because it's like such a big... And nobody wants it. I'm like... Oh.
Well, we'll put a link in the description. So
buy things.
If you want to buy her Midna cosplay, it'll be in the description.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because you're talking about that, and I'm thinking of VidCon, and VidCon is a YouTube convention. It's for YouTubers and for fans of YouTubers, and I've gone the last 2 years. I'm going this year, and this is off topic, but it's got this whole like divide growing between like celebrities and fans, and you're talking about like running through the convention center and having to tell people, I'm sorry, I can't take your picture. And I see that happen a lot where they're just normal people and they're like literally every 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's a hard life. But just on the side of the people wanting to take the pictures, try to keep in mind that they are human. They do have a schedule to keep, so if they can't take a picture, it has nothing to do with you. It's entirely just that their schedule. So, obvious question is obvious. What's the most difficult cosplay you've ever done?
So, that's a hard question because it can be costume-wise, makeup-wise. What was the hardest one to wear? What was the hardest one to maintain? Makeup-wise, the one that took the most was probably my Weeping Angel because it had to do so much makeup and the wings and everything else.
I've done a couple body paint ones.
Right. That was really hard.
What convention did you wear it around to?
I wore it at Gallifrey.
Okay.
It was the only convention I ever wore.
And did you have to stop every couple hours and touch up?
Yes, I did. I had I call them a handler. It's my boyfriend, but
wow, I'm not sure if that's a promotion or demotion. But...
No. Like sometimes when you do giant cosplays, you do need a handler, and it's not always my boyfriend. It can just be, I mean, like your boyfriend or girlfriend or it's whomever. Sometimes you have them with you. So like that was the hardest one to like. It took 3 or 4 hours to get into and stuff, and I needed a lot of help. But like,
what did you make the wings out of?
The wings were PVC off of a wooden base that had backpack straps that sat underneath the costume, and then off the PVC was styrofoam for the main arms of the. Yes. We're kind of filming.
Oh, I didn't know that you were filming.
It's
Sorry.
okay. Is that mail for me?
Yes.
Okay.
The package that you've been looking for is finally
Thank
here.
you.
And it's not your father's bills.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I have no idea.
It's alright.
It's okay.
Patreon by a studio.
Oh, cool. I'll explain this package in a moment.
Okay. So PVC wings.
Right, so PVC wings. So
were they heavy?
Not yes and no. They were heavy, but the way that I had set them with the straps, they were like well balanced with the weight. So then it was just styrofoam and then regular foam. So it was hard not to hit people. They were big and cumbersome more than they were heavy.
Yeah, I did Kid Icarus, and as I've told you before, I made my wings out of a bunch of different things. I made them out of like craft foam and a bunch of other stuff, and they were so heavy. after a while. They didn't seem heavy when you put them on, but then after like
They-
5 hours of
it
wearing
adds
them,
up.
oh, and also I couldn't lean back, so every time I was at a panel, I had to sit forward like this.
Yeah.
And it gets really, no. So I always say no more wings, but then I see a new video game, because I'm into video games. You do anime more. I do video games all the time, and I see like some awesome character. I'm just like, I wanna cosplay that person.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to get more into video games too.
Okay, good.
But,
Good. Then we'll have more in common.
Right. But the hardest one, I mean, like, Elsa
Hardest
was...
to make.
Elsa was really hard.
The scales.
Because, first of all, the corset I had to do twice. The first corset I had hand-painted. The second corset I had to figure it out. It took forever. I ended up hand-cutting something like 2,000 or 3,000 sequins. And then hand-laying them and doing all this stuff. And the cape had to be... Every part of that costume had to be made, like, 2 or 3 different times. And it's really hard to wear. It's not comfortable. You can't move. It's like a chest plate. And everyone wants to stop you. And the wig is big, and it's the braid scratches against... The hair scratches against your shoulder, and that starts to
Cosplay,
hurt.
thug
And
life.
it hurts.
It's
And I'll
hard.
wear it for, like, 8 hours in a day. And so it's just, like, a pain.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, especially because it's so popular that, you know, everybody, you can't, it's like with the old days of Anime Expo and stuff, there'd be like 17,000 Inuyashas.
Yeah.
So
There's a million
most people
Elsas.
aren't going to stop you.
Yeah.
But if you do a really good job, then everyone wants to. And it's such a love-hate thing because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, yay, thanks, but also I have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Elsa's a tough one, but, I mean, I
Yeah.
really like her a lot.
yeah.
So...
I see a skit happening where you're like trying to go across the convention center and everyone keeps stopping you and you're like, let it go. Another corny
hate
stuff.
that.
Corny stuff
I'm
like
so
that.
sick of Let It Go stuff.
And yet you wore your Keep Calm and Let It Go shirt.
Here's the Friendly Frozen shirt I had. I was doing a tutorial and I was trying to be theme.
At least you're not like some child star who has like one catchphrase and just your entire life people will be
Oh.
like, do the line.
And you're like, no!
Well, what advice do you have for people that want to get into cosplay? These are all like really obvious questions, but this is the stuff that people want to know, so
If you want to get into cosplay, first of all,
watch tutorials.
Start small. Don't pick like the craziest character ever if you haven't cosplayed. Like, pick a simple character and then watch tutorials. Your best friend is Google. For example, if you want to buy a pink wig, go to Google and type in pink wig, pink cosplay wig. I mean, obviously you can go to, like, for example, I always recommend Arda for wigs, but if you're like, how do I make wings? Google wing tutorial, and you can find all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Benefit of cosplay becoming
Right.
mainstream. There's so many tutorials.
If you're starting out as a cosplayer, there's nothing wrong with buying some of your stuff. You can commission people to make your costumes. You can buy all your... In fact, if you want to be a cosplayer and never make a single thing, that's fine. Just make sure, and this is the only reason that I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else, that I get upset, is that if you want to be a cosplayer and you want to be a famous cosplayer and you look really good in all these costumes that you've never made a single one, that's fine, but you have to credit. You have to. Even if you buy it from some dumb eBay store, you have to say, costume not made by me. It's just an integrity thing. Because a lot of people will look up to you for different things. They may just look up to you because you look good in your costumes and that you're a fun person. They may look up to you because of that and because you make your costumes. And if you didn't make your costumes, then that's a lie and it's really disappointing to find out.
And also be careful of sizing, especially if you're buying from outside
Right.
of the US or...
So, like, big thing, like, and let's say you bought half your costume and you made half your costume. You can say, like, the hat and the shirt were bought, I made the rest. And that's fine. If you had a friend help you with something, sometimes it's really good to say, like, gloves were made by so-and-so. Because it makes, you know, it gives other people credit for their hard work. And so that's, like, a really important thing to, you know, so when you're first starting out, you can do that.
So if she catches one of y'all wearing her wig and claiming that you made it...
I'm gonna be very... like, basically what it comes down to is, like, my feelings are really hurt.
Yeah,
because,
it is.
Like,
it's theft.
It
It's
is.
intellectual theft. It's saying that...
theft.
Yeah.
Like, and like, if I sell you an Elsa wig and it looks better on you than, if I sell you an Elsa wig and it looks better than you than it could possibly ever looked on me, I am happy. I'm glad. Like, my want is for you guys to, like, you know, get something that looks really good on you and it makes you happy. But, like, my feelings are going to be hurt if you're telling people that you did it. If you didn't. Like, it's just really not, it's not okay. So
But back to, if you're starting cosplay, what about people that have, like, no money? Like,
cosplay is one of those things where if you don't have money, it's really, really hard to do. I mean, there's things you can do on a budget. For example, you pick characters that already have kind of your hair and pick characters that have I call them civilian clothes, but they're basically like normal clothes. Like, for example, Sid Highwind has like a brown shirt and a pair of green khakis. This is something you can pick up from a thrift store. Thrift stores are amazing. A lot of cosplayers get their bases and shirts and things like that from thrift stores. Like, I didn't make, for Jareth from Labyrinth, he has black pants that he wears with this huge coat and stuff that, you know, whatever. The pants that I have, I didn't make them. I just have black pants I got from a thrift store. Like, I'm not gonna make black slacks. Like, why?
Yeah, I freaking, when I made my Florin costume, so they're all green, I tried so hard to make a cat suit, and after trying like 3 times, I gave up. I bought a shirt, I bought leggings, and it worked absolutely fine.
So that's something to keep in mind. You can
Go
search.
simple.
You can search on things like, but like if you're gonna buy something online, look for all the different places you can. So check eBay, and check Amazon and Google. See if there are separate sites you can go to, and get a list of like if you're buying pink tights. Get a list of all the different things. Find the thing that's the cheapest but still looks good that you're happy with, and then get it. Don't just like look for things on eBay and go, well, the cheapest tights on eBay are for $30. So I guess I'm stuck buying something for $30 and I don't have any money. You can get them online for $10 as an example.
But yeah, going back to the thrift store thing, one thing is you do have to, generally you have to go to thrift stores multiple times. You can't just go once
go to
and
one
find
thrift
everything.
store. Yeah.
So plan ahead. You know, if a convention is in like a couple of months, keep going to the thrift store until you find what you need. If it's like next week, good luck.
Not to say you won't find it,
Yeah,
but
you could be extremely lucky. But
it's not a good idea.
yeah. The nice thing about costumes is if you get enough similar-ish looking things, people will recognize you if it's a popular enough character. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. Do you cosplay because a character's popular or because you want to? What would your advice be on that?
I think it depends on the person. If you're cosplaying because you want to be able to make money or you want to, whatever your reasoning is, I guess, you know, you could do that.
Why do you cosplay?
I cosplay because I want to. I find that, like, if you're just cosplaying for popularity or if you're cosplaying for any of that other stuff, like, I don't really understand that because, like, I have enough popularity just in doing all my costumes to know that, like, it's flattering and it's awesome, but, like, it's also...
Doesn't mean as much.
It doesn't... Well, it's not that. It's, like, I don't ever want to be really, really famous because there's, like, so much invasion of privacy, and there's, like, you know, it's nice to be able to walk around a con and not, like, be completely bombarded. Like, when people who are, like, my friends find me at cons and they're like, hey, oh my god, it's you! Like, that makes me so happy because I want people to come up and, like, be personal and, like, I want to be friends with them. But, like, I'm trying to imagine someone like Yaya Han, like, she probably has so many people that follow her that it would be really hard for her to be able to become personalized with all of those people.
But at the
so
same
that to me is
time-
kind of scary.
At the same time, cosplay, as mainstream as it's become, it's still not that big. You could probably walk down an average street and not
Well,
be
yeah,
bothered.
but I mean, like, I want to be able to enjoy my conventions. Like, if you ever see me at a convention, please come up to me and say hello. Like, that's that's what I want. I want that. But also because, like, I enjoy making the costume. I enjoy feeling pride when people compliment the costume.
Yeah.
I enjoy, like, doing it with other people. Like, everything, I love cosplaying. And if you love cosplaying, you're going to enjoy yourself more. You're going to go to a con, and you're going to have a lot more fun at that con if you're cosplaying a character you really like, and you're with friends who are also cosplaying characters they really like, and you're all feeding off each other, and you're all in character, and you're making jokes, and you're enjoying yourself, and you're complimenting each other's costumes, and you feel so much pride in the costume that you made, and the makeup that you did, and your friend's costume, and your friend's makeup, and you just feel so proud of each other, and you feel so connected in the pain that you all went through, like, to make these costumes.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
It's true, like, it feels so good to cosplay the group because when it all comes out so good, you feel like your friends understand, like, how the wig had to be hand dyed, and the costume had to, like, took 100 million years.
4 corsets for Elsa.
Right.
Before
So, like, it's that, like, happiness that makes it worth it. And if you're not cosplaying for that reason, you're gonna get burnt out really quickly, and you're not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy at cons and stuff,
It'll
it's gonna
repel
rub
people.
off on other people, and it's gonna ruin their cons.
That's something I struggle with at conventions. I get really burnt out, and I'm like, no, be positive, be positive.
Because, like, we're all spending all this money that we don't, like, we're, like, it's my if I'm at a con, I'm on vacation. And I don't want to waste my money and time that I'm taking off on vacation to be ruined by being upset because someone else is grumpy that they're cosplaying something that they don't want to cosplay. They just did it because they thought they'd get more attention. Like, that negativity rubs off on other people, and it ruins my con, too. And it's just, it's not fair. So, you know, if you're not comfortable cosplaying something and someone wants you to, or if you think you're going to cosplay something because you're going to get page views and you don't even like that character, like, if you're going to be negative and you're not going to be happy, then don't bother doing it. Like, don't force yourself.
Again, you're totally reminding me of VidCon, because there's so many people that are making YouTube channels purely because they see the famous people and they want to be like them. And they don't actually enjoy making videos. They don't care. They are just using it as a vehicle. And you can tell. You can tell when someone doesn't like making videos. Like, this video could not get a single view. And you know what? I'm still having fun making it.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it will. Because, you know,
I'll watch it once.
I want you to... Thank you. I want you to sell some of
I'll be your one view.
I want you to sell some of your wigs. And, you know, I want to get better at video editing. But at the same time... this is just fun. Okay, so what is your present? You wanted to show us?
Oh, right. So there's a company. I think the company is called, like, Sodapop Girls or something. And they're a company that makes, like, anime-based games. I'm not so sure about it yet. But anyways, I'm now working for this company. And when I know more about them, I will do a video about it. And I'm basically getting paid to fly out to PMX South and dress up as one of the Sodapop girls from one of their games. And play games with people and get to meet them and stuff. So I'll be going to the con, and I might be bringing Elsa with me for a different promo that I'll tell you about if it happens.
Do you get to walk around the con, or do you have to stay at the booth?
I think a little bit of both. Like, there's part of the con where I have to be working for the booth, and I think I have to kind of be there. But, like, I'm only going to be working for the booth. It's 3 days, and it's like 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, and working at the booth is cool because you get to meet people that come by. So.
Yeah, so I'll get to meet people. Once I know more, I'll tell you guys, and you can come visit me. But then I'll be able to get out of costume once I'm off, and I can get back into whatever costume I want to wear and run around and meet
really
people.
Exciting.
So I'm gonna yell at you
to do more vlogs.
I just got part of my costume, so my uniform is basically like schoolgirl. Oh wow, this is short. Yay! This is the first time I'm seeing this skirt. I thought it was longer.
Maybe you can wear short shorts underneath it.
It's probably fine.
It's part of a cosplay life.
Sure. But anyways,
could be,
so I'm wearing the skirt, and I'm going to wear, like, a schoolgirl uniform, so I'll have, like, white with the vest and a little tie and pink hair, and I'll be all cute and stuff.
Aww,
and
I can already picture
you guys
it.
can come and, like, play, and I'll be all like, oh, hi, what's up? Hi, I'm Tema. Hello.
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 Wow, she's got so...
Moshi moshi. Oh, kai desu ne.
You do that way too well.
I know.
You've practiced, haven't you?
I've always just been good at that. Like, I used to take Japanese class.
Yeah.
And in class, like, the teacher thought it was hilarious. And they'd always have me do my, like, Japanese girl impression. So anytime I had to do, like, an introduction, like,
Arigato
gozaimasu. 案内名は Tema desu. It is nice to meet you. And he would just lose his mind and start laughing. It was so funny. Like, hajimemashite, dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, oh my god. If I could, I would love to be, like, a Japanese voice actor. I'd just be like, a white girl is Japanese. I'm sorry.
It would be good. You could do the American characters in anime, because I love it when they try to do an American voice.
Oh my
and they're
God.
just like, we should go blow up the president. I'm like...
That is what we sound like, though. No, it's not. I love when they have, like, the really white people. Hi, I'm from America. It's
Only
like,
in the subs, though. If you watch the dub, it's the opposite problem. It's like...
yeah. Yeah, we don't yell that much. So here's my headdress.
Nice. So make
Pink
sure
pink is a good color. Sorry, yeah.
make sure that you yell at her in comments if she doesn't make a vlog soon, giving more details about this.
Oh, about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a thing when I know.
Okay.
I'll tell you when I know, and it may
Yeah.
not be a vlog. I may post it on my fan page if you know.
Yeah, Facebook.
Go to my Facebook. My fan page is actually facebook.com/ALCBlueyes. You can link it, but the page is called Tema Time.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I have the same issue.
like
with
I had an
YouTube.
URL issue with that. So,
Yeah.
but we'll put a link like right over your face. Can you put the link? I want you to put the annotation over your face.
Okay.
So she's gonna put the annotation over her face of what to
I
click
forgot
on
I was a dude.
to visit.
I just looked over and I'm like, what the... I forgot.
Did you not take your hormones?
you know, that's the thing about cosplay is, like, it gets tiresome, but if you wear it for long enough, you forget, and you, like,
Really wanna
walk
put
in
this
and you
on.
look in through a window, and you're just like... brown chicken, wow, wow. But no, my hopes for this year are honestly to get a good camera. We're using her webcam right now, and start doing skits and stuff. And we could use your Japanese schoolgirl as one of the characters.
People are gonna be mad at me for being racist. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
My pants are making my body all weird.
And she looks
my
cute with the
gosh.
pants.
Oh my god.
Don't bend over.
Oh my gosh.
This is what you sign up for.
Oh my god. Hold on.
She's over there fixing her
Hold on. I'm gonna.
her wedgie.
No, it's not a wedgie. I'm not doing a wedgie. Wait.
All right, she's a girl. She doesn't ever get wedgies,
No.
and her farts smell like cookies.
I don't fart. What are you talking about? Rude. So, Cleo, how did you start in cosplay?
I told you already.
Did you tell the video?
Yes.
Did she tell the video?
Yes. Wow, you were so egocentric. You didn't even hear me.
I am not egocentric.
It's kidding. It's kidding.
It's
I'm.
kidding. Now you're referring to
We've been
yourself
recording a lot of videos today.
as
Okay.
an it.
We're a little tired. I'm a
That's
little
rude.
tired. What is it where they're like, this girl, oh, Game of Thrones, the maids, where she's like, this girl would wish to wash your feet now, or something.
What? What are you talking
Yeah, the maids in Game of
about?
Thrones.
Is that something they
In the
do?
books.
They wish to wash your feet?
No, they refer to themselves as this girl instead of saying I.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a, oh my god.
Holy crap.
Holy crap, I feel wrong right now. for
Can you
looking-
see my butt?
Yes.
Oh no! I'm afraid. Ah!
You gotta show up.
What? Holy crap! Oh my god!
You have to show.
It's really short. You're gonna have to move the light. No, you can keep the computer right as we move,
Oh, okay,
move the
okay.
umbrella.
You're like,
that
I'm
one.
so short.
That one.
This
Move
one.
that one.
But where?
To face me.
Oh.
So they can see. I guess. Maybe. Oh, you were right.
I like you're like, I'm so shy, everybody look.
You were the one who moved the computer.
You saw me move it. Alright, so
I'm
that's
just gonna stand back over.
you can look forward to her lovely cosplay.
It's so short. Oh my gosh.
I like how derailed this video got.
Oh my gosh, it's so short.
I like how in the picture it's like way longer.
Yeah, it is. Where's the picture?
There's one on your side.
Yeah, look at that. That's not the same. That is not the same skirt.
So like we were
There's
saying,
no way.
sizing when you buy your costume. Yeah, be prepared for it not being the right size.
Oh my god. No.
Okay, well, this has been a delightful episode of Talking with Tema. Hey, that has a nice ring to it.
Talking with Temas.
Talking with Tema. Wait, no. You should be... I know! It's Control Peak. Jeez. We should do more of these. I know. It's very short. Yes. You have time now to prepare yourself for exposing.
It's a good thing we did this video and then I put the skirt on because I would have waited till like got to the con and then I would have been like, oh no.
You would have waited.
I would have waited.
Yeah, see, again, like you were saying, makeup test and everything like that. But you'll figure it out. It's fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry. There's been way sluttier cosplayers than you.
I know,
So.
but I don't want to be
Oh, actually, speaking of that, if you guys are interested, on my channel, I have a video that's actually like a year and a half old now called To Slut or Not to Slut, The Cosplayer's Dilemma, where I talk about the whole, the psychology behind, how much are you allowed to show and everything like that. Anyway, I'll put a link to that if you want. She's not in it. This was a video before I even knew her. Sorry. But if there's future topics you would like us to
Talk
discuss, and we should have you open a present each time so you get your reaction. Let us know. Comments. Go to her eBay. Buy some wigs. Buy some wigs from her. And anything else you want to plug? She's gonna go to ALA this weekend. And
I
this
am. I'm gonna be
video
LA.
probably won't be open or up before
Oh,
then.
that's true.
Well, I could post this video before the other two.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this one will be the easiest one to put up.
Yeah, so
Okay.
maybe you can see her at ALA. And what are your cosplays are you bringing?
I'm
Jared?
bringing Jareth from Labyrinth. I'm doing Owain from Fire Emblem, and I'm doing James Potter from Harry Potter.
Yeah, this one. So that'll be exciting. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Subscribe for more videos. We're gonna do Let's Plays at some point. She's gonna introduce me to Journey, and I think we're gonna try to do some horror games together because we're about on the same level of. We don't really like playing horror games. Like we'll play
I
it.
like playing horror games. I just
Don't like being scared.
I'm too afraid. I usually yeah.
So that should be entertaining. And that's that. All right.
Bye.
Bye.